So I'm trained in the 8-week program, mindfulness program called the Mindfulness Based Symptom Management (MBSM). Primarily trained in Canada with the Ottawa Mindfulness Clinic, and so my interest in mindful eating actually comes from my interest in mindfulness itself. And I last year I got headhunted by one of the biggest nutrition coaching companies in India, and that's when I really sort of dived into the aspect of mindful eating and looking at how I can use my training in mindfulness, but also my work with clients with eating disorders, everything in this arena of clients who come into a nutrition coaching company primarily to lose weight. So so I have been seeing clients in the past year and a half, primarily looking to lose weight. And as while I was working, as a head psychologist in this company, it was people come in specifically for diet charts, with the hope that it would fix them somehow. And as the program unfolded, they start to realize that it's not just about the diet chart, that it wasn't, it's not going to help them entirely. And that's when they'd see that their motivation began to dwindle, that their goals sort of felt impossible to achieve. And they were following the diet, but they continued to have these nights where they'd binge, and people began to actually get to the space where they wanted to learn more about eating well. So diet charts sort of felt short term, and there were a lot of people coming up wanting to learn more about what am I doing wrong, what's going on here that feels wrong to me. And so
that's interesting that you're really kind of describing, saying that the nutrition piece is the knowledge, but we need to get deeper. We need to get to kind of the heart, the why, what's driving the food and eating choices. And knowledge is never going to do that. Yeah. We have to learn more about our own self, our own motivation, our own inner peace.
Absolutely. And in the face of everything, you have the dietitians who are constantly coaching you, telling you, here's what you have to do this week, here's another week of trying something different. So there is that sense of they're trying to motivate you by giving you different things, different options, and yet there seems to be something missing. And then there's this, in the face of, they're trying all of this in the face of their everyday life, right? Where there is stress, where there is, your everyday irritations and all of that. So how do you manage all that? How do you balance that? And yet move to the space of wanting to live more fully, or more in connection, or at peace with food. So that's why they come, and they're finding that something is falling short. So that's kind of when I introduced mindful eating into the program, and it actually came as a respite for people who felt acutely restricted by the diet that they were asked to take. Now, India is a large country. We have over 179 languages and 544 dialects. Now that gives you a glimpse into the cultural mix here. And so there are as many cuisines here as there are communities. So to ask someone, say in the south of India, to stick with, say, bread or wheat bread, which is roti, right? Roti for dinners, and mix it up with, broken wheat options or something like that, that is only short term, because primarily in the south of India, we're all rice eaters, So it's hard and it's short term. And, it's not to say that diets definitely now are also catering to the tongues of different people, but still it constantly feels like a short-term solution. So it felt like mindful eating filled that gap that diet charts and nutrition coaching just couldn't fill. And it was this aspect of staying present with food. That was the respite. So connecting with one's own body and trusting its own wisdom, that felt like such a welcome advice for people. And of course, there's a lot of muck in the head, how do I connect with my wisdom? Because there's a voice telling me I should not be eating what I really love. So, and yet, there is this willingness, openness, and curiosity to try something else, because clearly what I've been trying all this while is not helping me. So it's really now, I work as a private practitioner. In my private practice, I see clients with these eating disorders and anxiety and depression, and all the issues that typically I would see. But also, I have clients who specifically come in for mindful eating, and these are clients who've already tried several diet programs, and after attempting to lose weight in these many ways, they're here. So I feel like mindfulness and mindful eating gives them this opportunity to look at food, but also themselves and their lives in this completely different way, that almost feels like a fresh start, and it feels doable almost. So
That
yeah.
is exciting.